The last 2 years have been a roller coaster of emotions for U.S. men's curling team captain Team Casper. In 2024, he was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare condition that affects nerves in the body. His symptoms impacted his hands and legs, sidelining him from curling for much of last year.
It's been a very challenging 2 years. I think it's been, I got diagnosed with Guillain-Barré, which is when your immune system attacks and destroys your nerves. And I didn't know what it was for a while, which, was definitely the worst part of it. Just being in extreme pain and not being able to walk well and use my hands well and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, it's been really hard. I'm better now than I was, and I don't know how much of it is medication, how much of it is time, how much of it is just getting used to being uncomfortable, but I think there's something to playing through all this pain that I've been in and discomfort and emotional discomfort, mental discomfort. It's still hard now, I still don't feel good, but I feel a lot better than I did, and definitely won't be at 100% at the Olympics, but that's not going to be a reason why we succeed or don't succeed. But yeah, I think it's also allowed me to play a lot more freely. I'm just so much more happier to be curling probably than I was before, just because I had it taken away from me for a little while. So just super thankful to be at the, not only curling, but curling at the highest level.
With Olympic qualification on the line, Team Casper had to compete at times without their captain. It meant that 54-year-old Rich Ruohonen would fill in when Casper couldn't play. He then stayed on the team as an alternate and now is in line to become the oldest American to ever compete at the Winter Olympics.
To be able to still play at this level at 54 and really help out in any way I can is phenomenal. It was my dream. It's everything I've worked for 30 years. My family has put in a lot. We've had a lot of sacrifices. To actually make it's definitely one of the best moments of my life.
After many near misses, including heartbreak 4 years ago when he just missed getting a spot on the team during Olympic team trials, Ruohonen retired from the sport, believing his Olympic dream was over.
Danny called me and said, "Hey, would you be interested in helping us out when Danny wasn't feeling well?" And I said, "Absolutely." And so I played a lot last year because Danny wasn't doing quite as well. But whenever he could play, he played, and then I just filled in when he couldn't, And at first it was a lot. I was playing most of the time, and then it slowly. Danny got better and it was great. I want to see him play. I just want to help out however I could. And then it happened. And it was one of the best moments of my life, to be honest.
Milan Cortina is seeing a changing of the guard for the U.S. men's curling team. John Schuster represented the U.S. at the last 5 Winter Olympics. But Team Casper snapped that streak in November's Olympic trials.
I think we didn't think about it as much as beating Team Schuster, and more like you said, just being top dogs and being the champs, and not to take anything away from what those guys have accomplished over the years. It was odd too beating them because we're such good friends, and that was kind of a tough day watching your friends have their Olympic goals cut short. But they're as top class as you can get in the position that they're in, helping us out.
The popularity of curling surges every 4 years as millions of people around the world tune in to watch the epic battles at the Winter Olympics. But Team Casper is hopeful people will start following the sport more often.
People are suddenly obsessed with curling every 4 years for, a few months, and we want to prolong that time that they're obsessed with curling. And we also take trying to grow the sport very seriously, and we want to do our part in representing it well and showing people how much fun it is, and we want people to see how interesting it is, how fun it is, how cool it can be.
I mean, it obviously starts with the Olympics being on TV, having people be able to see it. I mean, it has been one of the most watched sports in the last 4 Olympics, and I think people love it, and we need grassroots around the country clubs to have learn to curl. So they invite people in and they say, hey, try this, right? It starts with, being on that big stage, being able to see curling.
Team Casper's aim now is to take the next step up as they look to bring home a medal.
We want to medal. We are going there to medal. We are not going to just, be happy to be there. But they're young. They've never been there, and some of these teams have been there. So we need to do what we can to minimize the distractions and the pressure, and I think we've been working on that all year, and so I hope it pays off.
It's definitely the hardest Olympic field that there's ever been. We've played these teams a lot, but the expectation is always to win. No matter what event I ever play in, that's what I'm gonna say. So that's the expectation that I have for us.
In the last year and a half, I've seen them grow. Grow as a team, grow in every facet of the game. As we went through this year, I could just see this progression. Just watching Danny play, he's just so cool. As cool as a cucumber, as they say, or whatever, but he nothing phases him. And if I had his mentality when I was his age, I would have won a lot more national championships. And I'd have probably been to a couple of those Olympics, because just the level of confidence, he just knows he's gonna make every shot. And that, you can't teach that, right? You can kind of learn it, but you can't teach it. And he has it.
I've thought about winning the trials, winning an Olympic medal. I kid you not, every day for years. Every single day, in the shower, in the car, laying in bed, all I think about is winning the Olympics. And it's now that we're close to that moment, it almost goes back to what I said with the qualifier. It's like, now I kind of don't want to think about it, right? Like, I want to focus on what we need to do to achieve it. And that's kind of a weird thing to battle with, because I'm still trying to figure out what the best way to think about it is, because you want to have that confidence in your mind, and we do, but you don't want to get too ahead of yourself either. So it's all I've thought about for years. I'm sure it's all everyone's thought about for years that's going to be there. So I think we're putting that aside for now and just focusing on what's next.
It was a good throw. It's a good throw. Yeah. I should have just given here. Okay, high.